That if you didn't grow up in that time, you're not going to understand the differences of the challenges that you may face. Let's just say it like this. When these people went and met their spouse, they met them in church. They met them in school. They met them in their neighborhoods growing up. Online dating didn't exist. Now online dating is like 60% of how people meet each other. So that's a whole different world. And if they never had the online date, they're not going to understand anything that you're talking about when it comes to online dating. And the challenges of dating becoming as easy as picking a pizza. You just swipe it, right? So they're not going to understand the hardships of these issues because they didn't have to deal with them. And when you talk to them about them, there's always this condescending tone. And they believe that they're right because they've been born around $900,000 homes that they bought for $5. They believe that they're right, and their home is a proof of that, right? It's just because they lack the understanding of the hardships in modern America. And I think a big issue is they don't try to, right? I think that's a big issue. In my opinion.
In just a few years of having a job, they would easily be able to afford a home. It was extremely affordable to what they earned, living costs were reasonable, and homes were not really in demand, making it a perfect market. They also had the exposure of a simpler time. They would help their parents fix their homes and get a better understanding of maintenance. And then by owning up all these homes, their net worth has exploded in recent years at the same time. But of course, for people today, it's the exact opposite situation. Now, the general rule of thumb has always been you can eventually afford a house and monthly payments were 30% of your monthly income. However, today this isn't really that possible. Most end up with 50% leaving little money left to even survive. Owning a house also comes with insurance on the house and the responsibility of fixing anything that needs fixing, along with a bunch of taxes added on. And as the population exploded, so too did the demand for houses, making this a seller's market. Millennials and most with options of buying a home until they're at least 50 years old, leaving them paying rental costs for someone else or never having anything to show for it. Landlords know they can put up a price, and with so many potential occupants, they don't need to keep rental costs low. Even renting now comes with a list of add-on fees that most Gen Z just don't take into account, leading to people sharing homes in an attempt to afford them but still not making ends meet. It's hardly a surprise that the average rent in places like New York alone is $4,000 a month, and that's without the bills and mortgage costs, meaning that a salary of $100,000 in some cases isn't even enough to be sustainable. Now, as reasonable as that sounds, it's a harsh reality for many people high-cost living cities in the US.
That's why you get out of high-cost living cities. And it's an issue when it comes to like kids too. In terms of like people wanting to have kids, except that they couldn't afford kids. I just don't really find that. Because there are places where you can live and move if you want to have kids, and it's very cheap. For example, the apartment that I used to live in Minnesota costs $500 for a single bedroom. I got a living room, got a balcony, bathroom, kitchen, a bedroom, and just like a full living room. Right? And when I tell people that I live in the city, they can think about $1,500, $1,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. I tell them, you can go do that. Work at a factory that pays you about $5 a foot. Have a bunch of student money left over, but all the time they don't want to sit. So you sit in different places, you sit in beach and cruise in the club, Instagram restaurants, the luxury, and all these different things. They're so used to those things that they don't want to dial that stuff back in order to save more money so they can afford it. So they want to be around in the city. And I can understand that, but understand that some kids live in the places where everybody wants to do this high prices, right?
Facts. For the most part, Generation Z is still the front of it. It's not yet the bottom of the ladder, most then